guys. Woohoo! Oh. Does that sound good? Does that sound beautiful? Hear the guitars. All right, let me post this live stream in a few different Discord channels, get a few more folks popping by. I'm going to sing y'all a little song. Sing you all a little song. Today, today, today. Ooh. Ready? Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. I believe I owe you all a little tune, now don't I? Make sure the stream is still working here. Alrighty, it's still going. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ahem. The Mississippi Delta was shining like a national guitar. I am following the river down the highway through the cradle of the Civil War. I'm going to Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee. I'm going to Graceland. Poor boys and pilgrims with families, and we are going to Graceland. My traveling companion is 9 years old. He is the child of my first marriage. I've reason to believe we both will be received in Graceland. She comes back to tell me that she's gone, as if I didn't know that, as if I didn't know my own dad, as if I'd ever noticed the way she brushes her hair from her forehead. And she said, losing love is like a window in your heart. Everybody sees you blowing apart. Everybody sees the wind blow. I'm going to Graceland, Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee. I'm going to Graceland. Poor boys and pilgrims with families, and we are going to Graceland. My traveling companions are ghosts and empty sockets. I'm looking at ghosts and empties. I've reason to believe we all will be received in Graceland. Oh wait, there's more. No, there's a whole nother verse. There's a girl in New York City. She calls herself the human trampoline. Sometimes I'm falling, flying, and tumbling in turmoil. I say, whoa, so this is what she means. She means we're bouncing into Graceland. And I see losing love is like a window in your heart. Everybody sees you blown apart. Everybody feels the wind blow. Ooh, in Graceland, Graceland. I'm going to Graceland. For reasons I cannot explain, there's some part of me that wants to see Graceland. I'm obliged to defend every love, every ending, or maybe there's no obligations now. Maybe I've reason to believe we all will be received in Graceland. Graceland. Oh, I'm definitely done. I'm definitely not going to play D again. But what if I did? Booyah! Welcome to the stream, everybody. Wait, wrong button. No, that was right button, but it was not. I'm going to do it again from the beginning. Welcome to the stream. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. Fun times, noodle salad. Oh, my God. How we doing, everybody? Sound off in the comments. How y'all doing? Where are you watching this from? Are we having fun, ladies and gentlemen? Are we enjoying ourselves this fine Friday evening? Let me set some stuff up. Oh my God. I've just got vibes that this is going to be bad. I don't know why. I've got bad vibe streams. Oh, Dougie Jones is here. I take it all back. I take every last little bit of it back. That was bullshit of me, okay? Dougie Jones is here. We're going to have some goddamn fun. I'm swearing so much. It really hurts you in the algorithm. I had a new video drop today, and I am just swearing up a gosh darn storm, okay? My last video, last week or 2 weeks, whenever the hell it was, whenever quite frankly, and get the kids out of the room whenever it was, I kept a clean mouth. None of those potty words. No dirty words or no potty words. Zero. And that video was getting hundreds of views, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to brag, but we're talking almost 1,000 on some of the shorts. Over 1,000. Several thousand. Well, several's a bit much. But anyway, the shorts get views. The point is, the video I dropped today, I'm just all over the place. Just giving shit, fuck, ass. Hi, Duke. Good to see you, buddy. And no one watched. But on the other hand, it's more fun. So I am just going to give a little shout out. Bichas Murufukas. Wrigley953. I'm driving and holding my phone over my windshield. Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it. At any given moment, you need to be watching people yell while you're driving. Okay? And if you get into a car accident and die, you go to Valhalla. So congrats. I don't like the logo being right on this side. I'm going to move the logo. There we go. I hope that made everyone's day better. Oh, my God. This is going to be fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves. Sound off in the comments what you're drinking, what you're doing. Good to see you, Duke Vulture. I got some bits I prepared for you. I got some bits that I put a lot of time into preparing. None of the material in today's live stream was put together about an hour ago in a rush. Nothing was done with the thought of add file, riff on it in the moment. Just fucking put some shit out there. Just fucking go. We got people who need this entertainment. We have literally ones of viewers. Occasionally we go to double digits. But we're gonna have fun today, guys. We got some bits. We're gonna react to some content. That's the best, reacting to content. So low effort and gets so many views. If you're just like, it's Sam Cedar gay, just say that every now and then. Hot material, ladies and gentlemen. Hot material. I'm alone here in the house right now, all alone. Sup, biatch? Lamp said she was going to the store earlier. Which store did you go to, and what did you purchase? Let me guess. Putting right here. I'm going to guess you went to 7-Eleven, or as it's called in Portland, 610, because y'all have less. That made sense. That was good. I definitely didn't start that sentence going, oh shit, oh fuck. I got to come up with a fucking punchline. What would 7-Eleven in Portland be? What's one less number because they have less? You're roasted, bitch. Oh fuck, you got fucking roasted. I'm gonna guess you went to whatever the Portland version of 7-Eleven is, which is presumably gender neutral, and I'm gonna bet you bought gummy worms. That's what I'm thinking. I bet it was gummy worms. If you just say things twice, then it gets up more time in the live stream. See, in the live stream, it does seem like that. And oftentimes it seems like that in the live stream. Maybe even in the live stream, it seems like that. I'm all alone here at the house. All alone. The family is out. Sour liquid candy? Okay. Is that I feel like that should have a better brand name. You already have some gummy worms. That's nice. First off, way to brag that you can't get your dick hard. Okay? Here was something I was thinking earlier. Okay? It's not related to anything. I was just cracking myself up. Remember that song by ELO? I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch. I was just cracking myself singing it going, and I like girls that wear Abercrombie, kids. And I think it's fly when the girls haven't had a bar mitzvah yet. It's kosher. I think it's fly when the girls, how does it go? I like girls who wear Abercrombie, kids. It's a loose stream today, guys. This is a loose one, man. We're just fucking around. We're just having fun. Not everything needs to be all scripted out. Today is just like jazz, baby. We're just jazzing. I'm going to jazz all over you guys. Be ready for a bowl full of jazz, ladies and gentlemen. The family is not in the house right now. They are currently out protesting the local movie theater, which is 2 towns over. We burned down the movie theater here because we didn't like that it was showing a Woody Allen movie. And as we were burning it down, we just wanted to go, we're okay with any stuff he did with the daughters. This is just because he's Jewish. And then it turns out it was actually a Woody Harrelson movie. So it was not... And then we went to the next town over. We did the same thing, but it was... Still, we were confused. It wasn't a Woody Allen movie. It was a Tim Allen movie. And that really bummed us out because he smuggled a lot of cocaine, which is really cool. We like that about Tim Allen. And he's not woke. Tim Allen is the least woke cast member of the Toy Story movies, aside from, of course, Wallace Shawn, who says the N-word a bunch when he's doing the voice of the dinosaur. I'm afraid of confrontations. So, but they're out. They're protesting the local movie theater, which is 2 towns over. They are so mad about that Snow White movie and how they took Snow White out of the theaters already. It's not making a lot of money, presumably due to the lead actress being ethnically ambiguous. Her name is Rachel Zegler, and it's a problem. At least with the Black Little Mermaid, you knew what to be mad about. Rachel Zegler, you're like, is her mom Mariah Carey? I cannot tell what's going on here. I would believe it if she's part Dominican, part Cuban. I'd believe it if she was all white. I'd believe it if she just had a half Italian grandfather who maybe is going to be the next pope. We'll talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. We will talk about it. We're going to get a new pope. We're going to talk about that. I think she's part Mark Cuban, actually. That's an interesting... So Mark Cuban, I'm vaguely aware, is on the show Shark Tank, which I think, and I could be wrong about this, and if I am, don't correct me. It's a show where you try to kill LL Cool J while he raps his Deep Blue Sea song. Deeper, bluer, my hat is like a shark's fin. Deeper, bluer, my hat is like a shark's fin. And then you try to kill him, which is hard. He's in good shape. You get one weapon, a machete, okay? You have to say it like that because we're filming it in France. Again, this is a loose show, guys. We're just vibing, and we're fucking going, and we're fucking vibing, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. First thing I want to talk about, okay? So, this is a political program. We talk about politics here, and we understand them. A lot of people out there are just like, oh, what about the deficit? What if there were tax codes? We don't care. We talk about the shit that really matters, okay? Culture. The culture surrounding the Democratic Party. Corrupt Democratic Party, ladies and gentlemen. Disgusting. What's the largest animal you could fist fight to death? That is a great question. So I'm going to ask a few follow-up questions to that. Well, I guess it's fist fight, so it doesn't really matter what weapons I have, but is the animal sedated? And the point is, I think I could take a silverback gorilla. Yeah, I think I could do that. Absolutely. I think I could beat a silverback gorilla, especially if they had a gun, because they wouldn't know how to use it, you know? People always talk about weapons, and it's like, what weapon would I have? What weapon would they have? Give the gorilla a gun, decent chance it kills itself. Decent chance it goes, what's this? You know? And I wouldn't use my gun that I keep around me at all times, which is real, just to normalize responsible gun ownership. So if it had a gun, it might kill itself. And then on top of that, it would be so distracted, you could get it. What you got to do is get its eyes first. Get the eyes out, and then cyberbully it. Go on X.com, a website that's always been called that, and said, this silverback gorilla is fat and ugly. Post all that in there, okay? There you go. So that answers that question. Anyone else have any questions about fighting? I'll answer them right here. Right now. I'm waiting for you. It doesn't have to be about fighting. Literally any question. I'll answer it. I don't give a shit. Distract with jelly beans and then poke its eyes out, Three Stooges style. Man, we used to be a real country. We just got 3 vaguely ethnic brothers who just beat the shit out of each other. You know, this is a good one. Buster Keaton, the silent film star. He was like a vaudeville performer when he was a kid. And the bit that he would do, he'd come out first off with a fake beard and say he was Irish. And then everyone would just throw shit at him because he was a terrible ethnicity. Then they'd have a bit where he'd just come out and just be like a 7-year-old kid. And then his dad would come on stage and go, hey, I'm going to beat the shit out of my kid. And then he'd do it and people would applaud and go, money well spent. I'm glad I bought this ticket. I got to watch a child have the shit beaten out of them. Steve, I hear our great Musk is stepping back from Doge. What's up with that? So the fact that you said our great Musk implies there's not a great Musk, and that's not true. They're all great. Even his children, which are slightly less great, but they're still great nonetheless. He's stepping back from Doge. Well, if you watched my video today, quite frankly, which maybe I should just play all of, okay? Maybe I should just right now play all of my video from today from you guys. What would I do? I go to youtube.com. Okay, and then I look for my video. I try to find it. All right, I guess I better go to just youtube.com. The video details are right here. This is what it looks like behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. Videos. All right, not a direct emission. Here we go. Elon Musk's feelings are extremely hurt, so we're just going to watch today's video in its entirety.
The Vongino Predicament. My name is Steve Vongino, and I am a moderate centrist journalist. Some even call me a milquetoast fence sitter.
You like that? I have a little setting that gets the milquetoast in there.
Right up top. I am not glad that the Pope's dead. I mean, sure, I might have at some point mentioned that there is a bit of a battle waging between
This is stealing content from myself now, which maybe.
Okay, I'm not crazy MAGA.
And we can go ahead a little bit.
I do have to admit, he's leaving after having saved the American taxpayer.
Yeah, now we got to the bit about Elon Musk.
Whatever really.
Okay, here's a good commentary bit. So before this, there was a little bit that I cut out where I was joking about how he should be on SNL. But then since I already used a photo from SNL, I'm like, I'm just going to cut that out. Abrupt cuts. You're goddamn right. I don't do anything but abrupt cuts.
Community organizer and posting.
Steve reacts. That should be a whole channel of me just reacting, which is mostly just me playing Candy Crush on my phone. And every now and then I look up and go, yeah, I'm that, sure. Oh, wow, man. There are people who like make a healthy amount of money off YouTube, just like playing other people's videos. And then they'll do a poor like voiceover at the end and just go, what did you think about these? They all have accents. I don't mean that to be racist. I'm not racist. You are.
Enthusiast Elon Musk announced that he will be stepping down.
You can see my little hand. I guess you can't see it because it's hidden behind there. That's controlling the remote control. I have a little remote control that controls the teleprompter I'm looking at.
From his position as chief Dogerite or whatever really cool, I'm sure very funny name he has given himself. That's right, communist and also dingist. Oh, I hate the dingist. Democrat.
I do find the word dingist very funny. So I worked that in. I don't know if anyone else likes it, but it's a funny word.
voters, you won't have Elon Musk to kick around anymore.
This is, of course, a reference. Well, not quite. I have 3 shirts that I wear for Steve, and I do wash them. So you can see, I used to wear different shirts, but I just got like my Steve shirts, which is my name and who I am. So I just get those shirts. And so they're all the same. It's like a 3-pack of whatever from Amazon. And I think that's the white one. I think there's 2 grays and 1 white. And this one is the gray one, and that's the white one.
He's leaving after having saved the American taxpayer upwards of $20 trillion. All of which
I said
will be
20
paid
wrong and
back
didn't
to
do another
Americans
take. I don't care.
in the form of $5,000 checks that if you don't receive, it's because the postman is probably black. Also maybe a woman. He's leaving to spend time with his several companies.
They're both gray? 20. I did. Duke, I did say that wrong. I didn't do another take. Stop cyberbullying. Is this? No, this is gray, and the other one's white, I think. I'm not going to go get it. It's in the dirty clothes right now.
Many of which he can name, and also his various hobbies, such as mailing sperm, posting looking into this under black crime statistics, and occasionally nodding in the general direction of one of his.
Or maybe I have 2 gray. Yeah, no, I have 2 grays and 1 white, okay? So that's the 1 gray, and this is a second gray. So they're Shirtgate 2025.
His 29 children.
They all have really fun, cool names that at no point will get them bullied in an underground bunker.
But we must ask.
In the scripts I write, I call those little bits inter. I put that with, in parentheses, INTER. This is pretty much just me sucking my own dick. That is true. If you subscribe to the Patreon for $5, okay, you get access to the raw green screen. And at the beginning of it, I take my shirt off and show my really cool tattoos.
All of us as a society, what did we do wrong to chase away the bravest and most normal body shape having man we've ever had serve as an unelected and technically...
I do have what titties, he says, which is true. They kind of bounce. My twin's big like Tia Tamara. Someone recently, I think, commented on TikTok, because I post clips on there, and someone just said, I can't stop staring at your tots. I was like, yeah, well, I'm glad I made your day better, buddy.
Powerless presidential advisor. No, wait, Henry Kissinger used to be alive. Okay, Elon is second place. Point is, why is he...
That's a really good joke. I don't think you guys appreciated it.
Leaving us. All he wanted was to save us money. And also make sure none of our kids ended up trans or disrespectful. He just wanted to share his endless knowledge about how cars and rocket ships work. Things he learned from building several of them by hand. But
which he does. He won't stop building things. All right, let's go ahead a little bit. Oh, that's me having fun. This is me doing the little outro thing, which is all improvised. You can tell because it goes off the rails.
To get even richer. Because that's what
makes
America great.
Lamp, thank you.
Damn, we really abandoned that economic populism.
Why were they recording that?
Right now. Gay fucker. Listen, down there I've got my account on x.com, a website that's always been called that.
That's where we go. So anyway, et cetera, the end of it. Let's just watch that.
And then like a lady puts a pie on a windowsill and I go, 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 go. I'm losing my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm losing my mind. But thank you for watching. I love you. I love you all so much. I got more content coming, quite frankly, up your butt really soon. And until next time.
Why do we even need a pope? Can't we just have like one priest win a lottery and he gets to make all the rules?
Shut up.
There we go. So that was fun, guys. That was a fun little excursion, wasn't it? Wasn't it? We need to talk about politics, ladies and gentlemen. We've been farting around. And again, it's fine. This is just a jazz scream, baby. This is a jazz stream. We're streaming some jazz. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We got to talk about politics. It's honestly, that's a great point. This is a jazz stream. It's all about the politics I don't talk about, okay? Namely, anything that makes the Republicans look bad. Never. We should watch a vintage Steve. Oh, my God. What do we got here? Okay, listen. You simply got me. We should continue. I prepared all these stupid bits, but they weren't that good. So let's go back here. Okay, about 411 videos, they say. So rows per page, let's go to 50. Let's go back. January 7th. That was like 5 seconds ago. This is January, September of last year, June. Let's go back. I have no memory of what this direct emission is. ChatGPT forces Scarlett Johansson Jost to be your new AI girlfriend. No memory of what this is whatsoever, but I will be watching it.
Computer, look up what's the least gay color of nail polish. Oh, I'm recording. Hi, guys.
Why do I always mess up? I always mess up. Did you really delete all the old ones? I think I took them off YouTube because I was getting like community strikes and it was a whole damn thing. Also, God, I need to whiten my teeth. That doesn't look good. But anyway, I think I took, but I still have them like on my computer.
It's Steve Bongino. You know me. It's your boy. Welcome to the Bongino Predicament. Direct emission, Wednesdays. I do this one the middle of the week. Just me talking into my phone, yelling, blah, blah.
Don't do that.
No, I didn't have a video last week. I'm sorry.
I don't like this, man. This is unpleasant, dude. I'm watching another one. I don't care. All right, we'll watch one. We'll watch an old video. We'll do some commentary, and then I got to do the fucking bits, okay? We can watch Patreon, so you guys who don't subscribe to the Patreon, and if not, please burn in fucking hell. This is a Patreon bonus episode. What came first? No, I'm first. Dan Bongino, who is currently, wasn't he like head of the FBI, and then since then no one's heard anything about him? God, maybe he killed himself. I don't know. Anyway, he is making fun of my name, and I think that's really disrespectful of him.
Hi, guys, and welcome to the Bongino Predicament, Patreon bonus.
I feel like I was thinner there. But whenever I look at old videos of me, I always think I'm thinner. But maybe that's not true.
Monday, it's April 22nd.
See, that's the white shirt. You can't really see me there. I'm hidden by the comments. But that's my white shirt. I have 2 gray ones and 1 white one.
And may the 22nd be with you. Not much is really happening. No big holidays. Nothing. The news is kind of quiet. You know, we still have Donald Trump in court for being too good at sex. They put him on trial for that. And I think he's going to be found guilty, but in another way, ultimately innocent. Innocent in the eyes of the law. Guilty
You're
in
welcome.
the eyes of all of the women he has made climax recently. It's an enormous list, okay? We're looking at Margaret Thatcher, Janet Reno, Madeleine Albright. And you might say, Steve, those women are in fact dead. First off, do not talk back to me. You are quiet when you're viewing this program. Do you understand me? You shut the, quite frankly, hell up. Thirdly, because secondly, as always, to shut the hell up again. Just at any given moment, if I say shut the hell up, the next action item is going to be shut the hell up again. They are dead.
So this is the Patreon.
Like you need a rougher, drier
Interesting.
touch to get the job done.
And then it's me watching a video called Masturbation Hacks and just going, interesting. It's a lot of me watching YouTube videos on the live stream, on the Patreon, rather.
Start eating more of these.
Dr. Drew.
Starving ourselves, eating salads, and cutting out carbs. Doing this never works and only leads to more
Paid
frustration.
spokesman. I like they included that. I assume Dr. Drew, a man of great integrity, was just doing this out of his own, you know, just in his own heart, his desire to help
To
people.
learn, but we're going to teach it to you in 60 seconds. Watch
Oh, hell
this.
yeah.
This is a metabolism killer. This is a metabolism killer.
True.
What's that?
This is a metabolism killer.
Well, that's probably true, actually.
So far, his basic thing is like, in order to lose weight, you shouldn't eat Doritos or do shots of vegetable oil and mayonnaise, which, to be fair, is probably correct. You probably shouldn't do those.
Like it's a binary. They're either, you know, you're on team good or team bad. You can assign any name to it you want, but like what?
Tucker Carlson has a real talent. In the same way Bruce Lee was like the best at doing kung fu on screen, Tucker Carlson is the best at just seeming like slightly confused. Just like, you can say whatever you want. Who knows? It used to be the case. It used to be that when you masturbated, you just got some tissue paper. Now, all of a sudden, you go and you get a fleshlight for $70, and the reviews are mixed, and that's a fact. That's just,
It'd be wild if at the time of recording this, I had purchased an actual fleshlight. we're getting out of this video. Thank you all very, very much. We will be leaving that. Guys, we gotta fucking talk about politics, ladies and gentlemen. We simply have to. Okay? We've been avoiding it for too long. So, as you know, if you watch this program, nothing to be worried about. Future looks bright. Of course, an MS-13 gang, a caravan, some are even saying, at any point is going to show up to your door and kill you and either trans your daughter or untrans your daughter. Whichever one you don't want. They're going to check first. As they're killing you, they're going to go, do you want your child to be trans? And you're going to go, no. And they go, and then they make them trans or make them untrans. It is what it is. That's a great point, Lamp. You don't absorb. You plug in a USB cord from your computer into a port in the back of your head. Now, we all know this. Donald Trump is saving, some are saying the white race. Other people are saying, why make it a race? Why isn't it the white stroll? The white power walk? Fun run, you know? Donald Trump is saving it, and he's doing great things, and it's going to be wonderful. But we have some people out there, ladies and gentlemen, who are attempting to stop this man who was elected in a landslide. We are talking easily 700 million votes, as long as you count everybody in Kentucky 9 or 10 times, as you should, because that's how much they weigh. He won in a landslide, and consequently, he is stopping the illegal immigration. You done. You think you can just come to America and be like, I live here now. I live here now. Guess what, buddy? You're going back. But some people are trying to stop him. We're going to talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, just today, Donald Trump, pictured below, and actually it's kind of to the left of him, so I don't know why it says pictured below, arranged for the arrest of an activist judge, ladies and gentlemen. Ugh, disgusting. These activist judges are standing up to Donald Trump, a man who, again, was elected in the landslide of all of it. Some people ask, how many votes did Donald Trump win by? You just go, every last bit of it. And you're damn right, Dougie Jones. That judge is the deep state. And I mean real deep, because she was fat. Okay? There's, sometimes the deep state lies around the house. And sometimes the deep state lies around the house. You know what I'm saying? Listen, there are two kinds of black people. The black people and... Anyway, so I should get the best viewers on streamboo.com. I think that would be a good idea. These judges are 3 and 4. That's a great point. This bitch is a Wisconsin 5. Okay? The judge was from Wisconsin and was named Deborah Cheesecurt or something. I don't know. Who cares? She's dead now. And I love you, Lamp. I love you. She, I believe, committed something very, very illegal. Did a number of illegal activities. For example, when the MS-13 gang member who showed up to her courtroom, when he showed up, she did not immediately yell at him for not wearing a suit. So she is, I'm presuming, dead right now. But it does make you wonder. Who else could get arrested in order to make America a safer place and, more importantly, stop them from hurting Donald Trump's feelings? We've got some people out there are being so mean. You shared it in like 5 places and we have 6 viewers. So, I mean, I appreciate the effort. I do. Thank you so much. A round of applause for Lamp. I appreciate it. Maybe they watched it, they checked it out, and they said, I don't like the jazz set. I don't like how much jazz there is getting flown around. Throwing out the jazz. A lot of people out there are hurting Donald Trump's feelings. We gotta stop that. But who else could we arrest? I have a few ideas. First, Elon Musk, just for the street cred. Because I think he said he's stepping down from Doge, which, of course, the Department of Genital Exposure, which is where if you want to go to the bathroom, but you're trans, we make sure 2 things. Okay, if you're going to go to the bathroom, we make sure 2 things. All right? First off, we make sure that if you're going to the women's restroom, you have, and get the kids out of the room for this one, a buffet. If you're going to the men's restroom, we make sure you have a dick and it's at least 4.5 inches. Okay? Then we also are going to check if you're going to pee or poo. All right? Because if you're just going to pee, you go to the woods. You just go right to the woods. You don't need to be wasting the water. Pee outside. Anyway, he's leaving the Department of Government Efficiency after having already made the government efficient. He did everything. It's fine now. And I think he's going to launch a rap career, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Pee in a bush. I agree, Duke Vulture. He is going to launch a rap career, so he needs to get some street cred. So listen, I'm not secular humanist YouTube lawyers. I am not saying it would be good to shoot Elon Musk. I am officially declaring it would not be good to take a gun and shoot Elon Musk. I'm against that. But as a side effect, it could really help his rap career. So there is that. That's a thing. Just consider it. Just consider it. No, I said I'm not doing that. I don't think you should be violent against anyone. If you have to be, though, do not fight a midget. All right? That's a great point. Get 50 in Roblox, maybe he could do a 50 Cent kind of situation. The mother flipping Joker. This guy is out there doing crime and thinking it's funny. What kind of sick, quite frankly, bastard does a crime and then goes, ha ha ha, funny. My punchline, some acid. We gotta arrest the Joker, guys. The Joker, baby. We got to arrest him. It's a problem. Who else could we arrest? Maybe Rosie O'Donnell, but specifically for being fat. All right? Did you like the second Joker movie? My opinion on the second Joker movie is that it's a blank check film. Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix were given $200 million, and makes me think that those two guys, one of them is walking around with, $190 million in their pocket. But it's a movie where they were told to do whatever they want, and they had no idea what they wanted. So it's not great. I don't recommend it. I don't understand, and this is kind of spoiler alert, but kind of not, because I don't know. Did Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn kill herself in the movie, or did she not? I didn't get good resolution on that. Did that actually happen, or was that like a dream sequence, or what was her deal? I don't know. The point is Rosie O'Donnell could lose some weight. It was no original songs. But no, didn't Lady Gaga wrote a whole album about it, right? I think so. Guys, we're getting away from the point that matters, which is that Rosie O'Donnell could lose some weight. And that's the problem. I know she said very disrespectful things about Donald Trump, such as boo, which should be illegal. All right. And the important thing, and people are always like, Steve, are you a conservative? Are you a Republican? Of course not, dude. But growing up, man, I just liked people that got pussy. The Democrats liked hip hop music, and they said you can say whatever you want. So I haven't changed. Just now the Republicans are the ones getting all the pussy and saying whatever they want, dude. Republicans are always like, you can say whatever you want as long as it's not critical of Israel or the Trump administration or you're vaguely brown. But aside from that, you can say whatever the hell you want, dude. It rocks. You can go out there and say any slur that you want. Okay? Anyway, put Rosie O'Donnell in jail for being fat. It's a firm position that I hold, and I will not step down from it. Whoever this trans athlete is, put him in jail. In fact, let's just arrest all the trans athletes. There are people out there, ladies and gentlemen. There are trans athletes stealing women athletes' 5th position trophies. Okay? Riley Gaines would right now be holding a trophy for sole winner of 5th place if she had not been forced to tie with a trans woman for 5th place. That's disgusting. It makes me sad. It makes me cry. And then I wonder if I have a penis. We can't be having that. We can't be having that, ladies and gentlemen. We got to arrest all the trans athletes. The wind did burn her a little bit in the pool. Completely accurate. And that's what I kind of love about Donald Trump, who did say that at one point the wind burned her a little bit in the pool, is his brain. And some like disgusting members of the mainstream media would say this. I would never say this. But some would say that his brain is kind of like a chat GPT, but they gave up midway through. And so he'll just kind of take different things he had recently heard and combine them into a kind of sentence. That gives him a real attraction to middle America, because they also have had a lot of power lines putting lead in their gasoline somehow. We need to arrest all the trans athletes, ladies and gentlemen. We need to arrest all the trans athletes. I'm done with them. Also, we should maybe arrest whoever this white athlete is. Let's just round up all the white athletes too. Okay? No women, no whites. Sports are for blacks, Hispanics, and if it's boxing, Filipinos, to fight one another, okay? With fists or basketballs, or if you want to be more bored than you've ever been in your fucking life, baseball. All right, who's with me? Who thinks we should get rid of white athletes? Also, white comedians. I think it would be better. White people, we can do the things, we do well, like raising children or masturbating in public. The blacks can do the entertainment. We also need to arrest Speedy Gonzalez and additionally anyone offended by Speedy Gonzalez. I'm a moderate centrist. I want both ways, okay? Speedy Gonzalez, he's being arrested, of course, for being a border jumper. But how are they going to catch him? How are they going to catch him? They'll be like, I got my handcuffs on you. And he goes, ande, aliba, aliba. Additionally, here's another thought I've been having recently. Kind of related to this, but kind of not. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants to come up with a list of all the autistic people in America. Well, guess what, RFK Jr.? Who's going to put together that list for you? Okay? You want to put all the autistic people in jail and you still want spreadsheets getting done? I didn't think so. Was he in the room when they did the lobotomy? He would have been like 5 at the time, right? I definitely feel like you listen to Robert F. Kennedy talk and you're like, yeah, that's what someone's brain would be like if they were raised to Kennedy. They would just have normal thoughts. Or he's just... Remember, the best RFK thing is when he had to come out and go, listen, there's going to be some reports in the mainstream media about how I put a bear in Central Park in 1987. They're true. And then he leaves and you go, well, I have nothing but follow-up questions to that. Were you trying to eat the bear? Worse. Bye. Leave. He's great, dude. He's awesome. He's the one in charge of whatever's in your water right now. Go get a glass of water. It's RFK's water. We love him. Who else should we arrest, ladies and gentlemen? Who else should we arrest? The guy who plays Hector in every movie. I feel like, we have different sort of people who are representatives of, and I'm not saying race. I'm not a racist. You are. I believe, in culture more than race. So the culture of people who are racially Mexican. And that, of course, also includes people from Honduras, Chile, Argentina, and for some reason, Southern Ireland. I didn't know, but it's just the way it goes. Okay. This guy is sort of their, Gollum, one might say. He kind of represents that to the American people. And consequently, he needs to be put in jail. Put him in jail. Parker Posey and White Lotus. Now, the accent she was doing in that. You guys watch White Lotus? You guys fuck with White Lotus? The accent she was doing. Piper, no. He's a Buddhist. He's a Buddhist. We're in Taiwan. That was not a white accent. Guys, that's an illegal immigrant accent. I don't know what's going on. In a way, it's almost kind of goes a full circle, full 360. And I'm using that correctly, not the way people, when they mean to say 180, but say 360. In a way, it's so racist, it just becomes ethnic, Piper, no. Or you're like, damn, that's so racist, you're not even white anymore. So we need to put Parker Posey and White Lotus in jail. It'll be tough because she is a fictional character. To clarify, we are not arresting the actress Parker Posey or Piper Posey or Piper Parabo. We're not arresting any of those people. But her fictional character, someone Ratliff in White Lotus, we will be arresting her. And that's going to be hard to arrest someone who doesn't exist. But I think we could get science to figure it out. Next, women. I don't think it needs any more explanation. We all get it. You know, what's going to happen there. You know, we're just going to... Y'all going, you know, so... Finally, ladies and gentlemen, the final person we should put in jail to stop hurting Donald Trump's feelings is, of course, Donald Trump. We gotta listen. And it's sir, I sign off. I respect you. Ever since I was allowed in the White House press pool, which turned out to be an actual pool, and we were doing laps with Caroline Leavitt, and it turns out it was not Caroline Leavitt. Listen, was I in a dumpster behind White Castle? Don't worry about me. But no one's hurting Donald Trump's feelings worse than Donald Trump. Buddy, come on. Smile up them cheeks, buddy. Come on, man. We're good. We're having fun. Come on. What's up? All right, so that's that. That's that bit. How we doing, guys? How we doing out there? What do you say? Maybe I'll go to the bathroom. Then I'm going to come back and react to some content. Then I have one more bit. Okay? What did we learn, Dougie Jones? That's a great point. What did we learn? Which is, first off, if at any point the Republican put someone in jail, Democrats did it already. They arrested Donald Trump and put him in jail. Now, to be fair, they didn't put him in jail, but they took his picture and actually recorded his real height and weight, which is fatphobic, if you think about it. They're being very fatphobic against Donald Trump. I've long said it. All right, guys, I'm going to go to the restroom, and then, why did I say it like that? I'm going to go to the restroom. I'm going to take a fucking wicked piss over here. Ay. Then we'll come back, and we'll react to some content. So sound off in the comments. I have an idea of content I maybe would like to react to, but sound off in the comments if you have an idea of content you would like to see me react to. Okay? I'll be right back. I'm doing my own theme music now. Okay, we got some videos in the chat here. Let me check them out. See what they are to make sure they're not pornography or something. Yes, okay. So the first video we got here. All right, I don't know what the fuck this is, but let's see what the hell we got going on. Let me check this out. Speakers, Roadcaster, is this working?
My name's Card.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's listen. You ask, I provide. Let's see what this, what the fuck? This has only 49 views. This gets less views than most of my videos. So I'm platforming a smaller creator right now. You're welcome, whoever you are. Let's see what's going on.
Hello there. My name's
Hi.
Card.
Hi, Cod.
This video is an installment in a series I do here on my YouTube page called Some New Words. The premise of the series is that in each video I introduce to you a new, completely original.
So two things. Don't ever make me look at an Australian person again. Australian person jump scare. We need a trigger warning for that. Secondly, yeah, we get it. You don't need to fucking explain it. You invented a word, okay? We can all invent words. Squiggle me bop. That's what it's called when you, of course, fart so hard you come.
Word or term or figure of speech which I've coined. Then I use an explanation of that word's definition and its linguistic basis as something of a jumping off point for briefly exploring an idea or a concept.
Just a question I'm wondering right here. Do you think autistic Australian people, and first off, say that 5 times fast. Australian autist, Australian autist, Australian autist, Australian autist, Australian autist. That's why I'm a professional. Do you think they're more obsessed with koalas or kangaroos? It does make you wonder. Also, listen, I'm not saying we should do, a registry of all autistic people, but I am saying Australia should do that.
In this video, the new word I would like to introduce to you is Mom2.
Okay. See, I wouldn't have predicted that. If you had sat me down and be like, what does Mom2 means? Like, I don't know if you me too your mom or something like that. I'm not sure. I wouldn't have guessed, but let's see what he has to say.
Which I've got defined here as a noun, as a tattoo which specifically serves a functional purpose beyond aesthetics, such as denoting an individual's medical information or living will.
Legit. This is great. That's a great, word. I could use that in my life.
You can see there the word spelling and its international phonetic alphabet notation.
That's what IPA, International Phonetic. Fuck, I said the Australian autist 5 times and I destroyed myself. Then down here, from Maori, Momo plus Toto, meaning blood type in the pattern of a tattoo. Really a lot going on here. It is. Oh, the video is really quiet, so you guys can't really hear what's going on in the video. Let me crank up the volume here. Okay, let's see.
As well as what I've etymologically based the word Mom2 off of. It's derived from the Maori words for blood and type, making it something of a historical allusion to the tradition of tattooing in the Maori culture, and a bit of a play on words referencing a few of the concept's potential use cases.
Okay, sure. Why not?
I really like thinking about art's potential for functionality. Now,
Is that what you like thinking about? I also wonder if this guy's autistic for Maori people. If he will not look you in the eyes, but he'll tell you what all the tattoos on your face mean.
something being an aesthetically pleasing piece of decor or being a medium
Decor. Oh, we got 100 messages today with Restream chat. I love when we get that. That's a lot of fun for me.
for self-expression is already, I would argue, a form of functionality. But I mean more specifically, thinking about some art's potential to do more than that. I could get into the long and very interesting history of...
Please do. You're on YouTube. It doesn't matter. Your video can be 10 hours long. Just fucking get into it.
aesthetic taste being incorporated into functional designs and so on.
I see why autistic people don't look you right in the eyes. When he does, I get a little shit. Okay.
But specifically, I coined this term, Mom2, after considering the possibilities of body art serving practical applications. A tattoo isn't something we would usually think of as having much potential for practical uses.
Says you. All my tattoos, for example, these hearts that I have on my arms right here, these tattoos are to signify that they let you get tattoos when you're 18, which is really a time when you're making the best decisions.
But I have seen people try to do functional tattoos before. I know I haven't come up with that concept outright. For instance, I've seen people suggest getting tattoos with rulers or some other measurement guide.
That's actually a really good idea. What I have is a tattoo on my penis of a ruler, but don't tell anyone. It's a fucking lie. Yeah, it's 9.5 inches. That's don't hold up your own ruler. Get that fucking ruler out of there. Get that fucking ruler out of there. Get the fuck out. I don't even want to have sex anymore. Come back. Don't leave. I'll fucking do anything.
Somewhere like their forearm or fingers. But given the way something like that would need to be and stay precise.
Also, we're at like halfway through the video and he's explained everything. I don't know. I said he could go 10 hours and he could, but also end it here. You've got the whole thing.
And how ink on skin fades and changes size subtly with age and wear. I don't personally think something like that would stay ideal for too long. Or I could imagine someone maybe getting information they need to refer to often tattooed somewhere visible on their body. Like if there was any sort of technical information they had to use a lot but couldn't remember for some reason.
That's a good idea. What I have tattooed on my belly right here. I just had a cough fit. Whiskey went down the wrong tube. You're welcome. He is very thorough. You're absolutely correct. What I have tattooed is the code for the nearest Starbucks bathroom. Because if I got a shit, I want to immediately look at my tummy. What you got?
They could have that written on them. But again, I can't see that being particularly likely.
What is this man's life? Okay, so here's the deal, right? In Australia, it's a nanny state, and they'll do anything for you. So this guy gets like a stipend every month that he spends entirely on monitors, which he's put in the background in his fucking saw torture chamber, in his hacker saw torture chamber back there. I'm literally just bullying an autistic man right now. That's literally what this is. That's not... I'm not too good. I'm not too good to do it. I'll keep doing it. He does all that and just makes these... Does he have like a job? In America, he would have to work at the Starbucks. Or if he has a far more lucrative kind of autism, he'd be like a software engineer. Hey, he literally did build the shed he's in, didn't he? I feel like nothing good has ever come from an Australian shed.
The best possible use case I could envision for something like the notion of a functional tattoo might just be having your own personal, pertinent medical information.
Personal pertinent. Say that 3 times fast. Say that 5 times fast. Personal pertinent. Personal pertinent. Personal pertinent. Personal pertinent. Personal pertinent. I don't know. Some of those I kind of didn't do great. That's fine. What if it's personal pertinent pedophile packer? Personal pertinent pedophile packer. Oi. Down from Brisbane.
On your body, somewhere first responders might see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like what your blood type is or any allergies you have.
You already fucking said that. You're going back. Allergies is good, though. What if you just put things you don't like very much? If you're like, I am allergic to the following medicines. Also, when you take me to the hospital, please set my bed up at a slight angle and turn on Steve Harvey on the television.
Maybe your living will or do not resuscitate notice or similar, if you want that.
I just have a kick me sign tattooed on my back. It was a prank that I did on myself.
Again,
I just wanted people to touch me.
This isn't a concept I've come up with whole cloth, the practical tattoo idea. But I do think there is something to be said for coming up with a term for this specifically. If only as a means to better articulate the idea itself and to have a reason to bring up the idea in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
We might be able to explain the concept with words already, but it's always easier to convey ideas and have them last in the public consciousness when you've got intentional linguistic terms with which to label them.
I don't want to bully this guy. He's living the dream. I like this guy. I like him better than any of you fucking people. Y'all can burn in hell. Just kidding. I love you. But I do think, something in me, like evolutionarily, I want to bully him.
Consciously thinking about how we label concepts and objects, and how our language determines in many ways what we see as distinct phenomena, is all pretty neat, I reckon. If you found all this interesting too, you can find more of my Some New Words videos in their own playlist, linked at the top of the description. Also linked there will be a dedicated page of my website where all the...
Also, just think how, like, cool it is that this guy existed in a time with YouTube. And this all goes to me as well, which is like, 20 years ago. And I think YouTube started 20 years ago, but it really didn't like hit off till like 10 years after that, really. But like, if you go back 25 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you had public access, which rocked. But public access was a bit harder for crazy people to access because you did have to show up somewhere. You had to make a phone call, fill out a bare minimum of paperwork. Then you had to go to a location, sometimes even pay money. Now it's like, do you have a phone? The world gets to hear you.
All these new words of mine are collated in one spot, if you prefer to read through them all at your own pace.
I would.
And of course, if you'd like to...
All right, we just got another link right here.
To this YouTube page,
What do we got right here?
Videos. All that said, once again, my name's Card.
Hi,
Bye
Card.
for now, and have a lovely day.
Where's the... Oh, I got to go to... Here's where the comments are. Okay, let's see what this other video lamp just shared with us. What? This is a whole... This is Card posting. Is this different than the video we just watched? Don't do that. This is still Card... So this is just his channel. He does have 8,000 subscribers. I love you, Card, and your mom, too. Sneedham, too. Your mom loves you. Do not resuscitate as a text... More dog whistle video. What's going on? But I'm just a little confused right here because he has 8,000. Oh, I guess this is only because of today, but still, he has like 8,000 subscribers. He's adorable. We love him, but he only has 59 views here. I don't get it. All right, let's check out what this video is right here. What do we got? Is this the Gautier guy? Yeah, he's the somebody you used to know guy. There's a similarity. I think that guy was Australian too. It really might be the same guy.
Hello there, my name's Card. I'm a long-time progressive community organizer and activist. And today, I'm just going to briefly talk about a reactionary dog.
Oh, 4chan. Okay, so this just got spread. Didn't they shut down 4chan? I kind of thought I'd get an increase in membership. Viewership, whatever. As 4chan shut down and people had to migrate to other websites, I was like, my channel's right here. Turn the comment section of this video into a poll thread. Don't do that. I do not want to be executed. I will be the first man ever executed for being too racist for the Republican Party. Rest in
Around for a while now. Hello there, my name's Card. I'm a long-time progressive community organizer and activist. And today, I'm just going to briefly talk about a reaction.
Progressive community activist and organizer. What is this guy's website? Card posting. Okay, well, on the plus side, GeoCities. It's adorable that still exists, apparently. Independent Australia. Anarchist practice. Oh, this fucking retard. Oh, I shouldn't have said that's a bad word to say. Whenever I see someone like this who, has a political ideology, I'm like, why? Why do you got to sit there and be like, oh, I'm actually a communist? Shut up. Anarchism is, broadly speaking, a political philosophy which advocates the abolition of social hierarchies and all institutions which uphold them. I want to get rid of the hierarchies because I think Card's going to bully me at some point, so I don't know. Anyway, thank God. Thank God. At least he's not a theory nerd. You're right. At least he's not like... Oh, I've read Das Kapital. Here's a trick. No one has ever read Das Kapital. Okay? Anything past page 4, all right, it's just images of the characters from the Pixar film Cars having sex with each other. That's it, because no one's actually ever read it. I think we should seize the means of production. You can't even seize your own gender, libtards. Oh my God, guys. All right, there was another video that Lamp shared. Maybe I'll watch one more video, and then I can do my other bit. He became a meme on 4chan. They all hated him at first on 4chan. Oh, I see what you're saying. He's a meme on 4chan. All right, I'm going back up here. All right, I think this is the second one you shared. You didn't fucking read it. Don't sit here and fucking lie to me. Tapper cuts off Trump advisor. I've wasted enough of my viewers' time. Why do you got to make me watch CNN? Lies, lies, and lying lies. This was also 7 years ago. So
joining us now is the White House senior policy advisor, Stephen.
Now, people say that Stephen Miller is in fact a kind of white nationalist style kind of guy. And that's possible. But if you also consider the fact that he's very handsome, you remember that you're wrong. Okay? Look at this guy. How could you not think that the white race is superior when you look at this in the mirror every morning? Come on.
I'm Miller. Stephen, thanks so much for joining us and Happy New Year.
Thanks.
Good to
That's a smile a human makes when he's excited.
see you.
Good to be here.
So President Trump and the White House have been calling the Russia investigation a witch hunt and a nothing burger. But obviously in this new Michael Wolff book, Fire and Fury.
That would be a funny bit if like some lib restaurant was selling a nothing burger where it was like, you know, a nothing burger with some cheddar cheese and a small mushroom. And you go into there and like your pink hat and you're like, I'm gonna own Drumpf, and you order it and they don't bring you anything. And you're like, what? And they goes, it's nothing burger. We're losing a lot of money on everything else tonight. We need one item that doesn't have any cost to us. He is a moderate centrist. You're right about that.
Bannon offered a different.
He's no one since on a fence better than Steve Bannon. And sometimes some of the slats go up his butt and he immediately goes, don't like this.
Take on the Trump Tower meeting between Donald Trump Jr., Jared Kushner, Paul Manafort, and these other officials, including a Russian lawyer. He called it treasonous and unpatriotic. And he said that, quote,
now, CNN is such a lying fake news organization that you can see right there where it says 9:02 a.m. I bet it was 9:04. That's how much they lie.
the chance that Don Jr. did not walk these Jamos up to his father's office on the 26th.
So this is... is Jamo an ethnic slur for a Russian that I was unaware of?
Floor is zero. Did President Trump meet with any of the so-called Jamos?
Jake Tapper, you fucking nerd. These so-called Jamos.
Who were in that Trump Tower meeting?
Steve Bannon's eloquence in that description notwithstanding, it's tragic and unfortunate that Steve would make these grotesque comments so...
I simply must be honest. I don't think I've ever heard Stephen Miller talk before. He's worse at it than I predicted. I didn't think he was going to be very good at it, and he's even worse than that.
Out of touch with reality and obviously so vindictive, and the whole White House staff is deeply disappointed in his comments.
He has significantly less charisma than Card, the guy we just watched. I'm less engaged watching him than just the autistic man describing a word he invented.
Which were grotesque. And with respect to the Trump Tower...
Well, the reason I say this is because he's obviously totally fucked up in this. I had literally forgot that you can do drugs. Despite potentially being on drugs right now. He's usually like very sharp and annoying. I guess I got to watch another one as like, you know, I got to watch one to get a little more sense of what he normally, his baseline is the word I'm looking for. And yeah, he is on a lot of drugs. All right, let's see him normal. Stephen Miller hits out at Supreme Court. So this is from 3 days ago. From Australia, more Australia.
Being told that they cannot be expelled from our country without an extraordinary amount of individual...
Yeah, he's definitely talking faster there. Stephen Miller, alpha male. What am I getting? Has testy exchange with reporters. Oh, here's him next to a black woman. So I'm sure he was very chill in that. With Jesse, alpha male with Jesse Waters. Deport. Oh, look at this guy. All right, let's see what we got going.
White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Steve...
Oh, easily the most comforting smile of all time when he becomes aware he is on camera. Look at this. Oh, what a cool guy.
White House.
Look, and now he's about to do the smile. It's the most natural anyone's ever smiled.
Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller. Stephen,
watching that, I don't know if I can have kids now. I think I might be infertile.
did you have any clue that Zelensky was going to come in hot like this?
I don't think anybody had any idea that Zelensky would be so impertinent, so disrespectful, so insulting to the United States of America. Look, this is one of the great moments in the history of American diplomacy. The way that President Trump and J.D. Vance.
Yeah, and sure, he goes on. But now let's see him when he is on that good drug agent. He looks, wow, he has aged a lot in 7 years. That's how he is now. That's how he was 7 years ago when we were all so young.
Our meeting that he's talking about, he wasn't even there when this went down. So
he wasn't even there when he went down. How many a day do you think he pops? That's a great question. First off, I think he doesn't have, like, you know, the lorazepam, to do Parker Posey again. I don't think he has, like, the Xanax or lorazepam or any of that shit. I think he has whatever they give to people at the El Salvadorian prison to make all of their muscles stop. He just pops those all day. It's a specialty drug called, like, Neon 17. And it would normally make a normal person, a Maryland man, some might even say, it would normally make them poop their pants and just lose all muscle control. But to him, it just makes him say words slightly wrong.
Not really a remotely credible source on any of it. It reads like an angry, vindictive person spouting off to a highly discreditable author. The book is best understood as a work of very poorly written fiction. And I also will say...
So, I mean, maybe I'm wrong about this, but obviously the way they're set up, it makes me think that he's across the table from the guy interviewing him, which would mean he doesn't need this earpiece for that. So I think he's being fed what to say, or he just at all times has the N-word playing in his ear. That's not impossible.
That the author is a garbage author of a garbage book. Mm-hmm. And the tragic thing about this book, and there are many things about it that are unfortunate, but the portrayal of the president in the book is so contrary to reality, to the experience of those who work with him, to my own experience having spent the last 2 years with him. You know, on the campaign, I had the chance to travel all across the country with the president.
Cool.
On Trump Force One.
Garbage, okay. Yeah, I know. He becomes like a 13-year-old girl on Instagram. You're garbage. Your whole thing is garbage. Excuse me, I have to do a dance to whatever 15-year-old girls are into now. Katy Perry, I guess?
To be the president, me, Dan Scavino, Hope Hicks, a few other people.
That's true, he's doing the weave.
Going from rally to rally to rally to rally. And I saw a man who was a political genius, somebody who we would be going down, landing in dissent. There'd be a breaking news development. And in 20 minutes, he would dictate 10 paragraphs of new material to address that.
Of new material. So what he's saying in this video, and just we need to clarify this, okay, because it's true probably. He's saying when he knew Donald Trump was a genius is when he saw him plan out what he was going to say. There's one thing you know about a Donald Trump speech is that it is planned out. Donald Trump speeches, I think he puts less effort into them than I do these live streams. At least I write a couple sentences for what I should do. My man, material. My man only does crowd work. This guy knows what I'm talking about. Ladies, need to be washing your ass. Wash it.
That event, and then deliver flawlessly in front of an audience of
there were probably some
10,000
flaws.
people.
So you were at the campaign during that Trump Tower meeting, I believe, right, in the summer of 2016. Just to answer the question, because you were there and Steve Bannon was not, did any of those people from that meeting meet with President Trump? As Bannon says, the chance that he didn't, Don Jr. didn't walk these jamos up to his father's office on the 26th floor
That's true.
is zero. Can you just settle that?
It's stupid to do comedy and write anything down. Instead, you can just do an edible and riff on videos of Stephen Miller. That's how you make the big bucks in comedy, okay? I think I'm going to be on Kill Tony. They should definitely get me on Kill Tony so I can kill Tony.
That for us. Did President Trump meet with any of the people?
I have no knowledge of anything to do with that meeting.
Okay.
But what I can tell you,
Are you two here together? I don't know what that's referring to be honest with you.
unequivocally, is
Oh, that's crowd work. Yeah. What you gay? That's the thing you gotta say. You gotta start your crowd by going like, you gotta start your set just being like, what's up, everybody out there? We got some hot people. I know this lady right here knows what I'm talking about. Then point to like an old woman or something. Be like, you used to get y'all pussy turned out. Bitch, this bitch got her ass eaten by Charlie Chaplin. This bitch so old, she sucked Rutherford B. Hayes' dick. Okay, this is actually a lot of fun. Oh, God, why am I not a Def Jam comedian? That's very fun. Look at this old bitch right here. This old bitch, her pussy ain't been clapped since motherfucking Harold Lloyd was in that shit. Okay? Since fucking Harold Lloyd was in that shit. Kick it! Cut that shit. I ain't afraid of you motherfuckers. I ain't afraid of you motherfuckers. Someone should do stand-up as L. Ron Hubbard. So I'm learning that apparently there's a video. My manager might have done a comedy set at some point that he didn't even know they filmed. So that's not okay. That's interesting. That was alt riff too, by the way. All the other comedians on that set, my manager told me, I wouldn't know, but all the other comedians on that show, when they had to play a historical character, they like wrote jokes and scripts. Somebody, my manager, just maybe got a Hawaiian shirt and a hat and was like, I'm just going to riff it and do a voice. That was a lot of fun. He told me
that the allegations and insinuations in this book, which are a pure work of fiction, are nothing but a pile of trash through and through. Well, just to finish, Jake, because your network's been.
Oh, now he's going to go after Jake himself. I honestly think that if at some point Kamala Harris had just gone over to Donald Trump and like slapped him a little bit and then said, your dick's small and you're fat, I think she would have won. So anyway, Stephen Miller, some people call him a Nazi because they don't understand. They just don't get it, guys. They don't get how important it is to serve the world. There's one person who served the world more than anyone else. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pope is dead. The Pope is dead, ladies and gentlemen. Who could guess that the Pope is dead, guys? Please, if you have that video, by the way, Lamp, maybe you could share that in the comments or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. My manager didn't know it was filmed, so that's interesting. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Don't say that about the Pope, okay? Listen, was he evil? Yes. Was it because he facilitated the molestation of kids? Absolutely not. When I protest the Pope's funeral, I go just for the woke stuff. I want to clarify, just for the woke stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pope died. He's extremely dead. Oh, no, wait.
Goodbye, England's road.
Wrong thing. I'm spoiling all the jokes in this thing because it's supposed to go back to the beginning. No, the Pope is extremely dead, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pretend like that didn't just happen. Let's just do it again. I simply must present to you, ladies and gentlemen, the Pope is extremely dead. This guy dead right here. It don't get much more dead, no way, anyhow. Okay? Oh, so sad that the Pope is dead. This is, of course, due to suicide. He killed himself. The Pope took his own life. Guys, hashtag stop cyberbullying. We got to cut it out, ladies and gentlemen. Stop cyberbullying, okay? Anyway, who's going to be the next Pope? Because they got to do another one. There can't just be no Pope. I've asked. I've said, why can't there just be no Pope? They don't answer. No one answers. But there can't just be no Pope. Who's it going to be? I have a couple ideas on who the next Pope could be. First thought, J.D. Vance. Because there's a certain thing in Catholic doctrine, ladies and gentlemen, which states that if you kill the Pope, you get to be the next Pope. But each of the cardinals has a chance to fight you in mortal combat. So consequently, J.D. Vance could maybe Be putting on that hat real soon. Who else could it be? Well, what if it's Joe Biden? He could do it. He is extremely Catholic, okay, to the point that when Roe v. Wade was made illegal under his presidency, he goes, "You goddamn right." A lot of people don't remember that because I don't remember his speech. He came out the next day and said, you goddamn right, Cracker Jack. No malarkey. If you got a baby up there, you got to get married. Damn it. Remember Joe Biden? No one ever will again. He was Catholic, so, you know, he could don the papal robes, ladies and gentlemen. But the problem is that he is a satanic pedophile, and there has never been a pedophile in the Catholic Church before. So that could be an issue if it was Joe Biden. But it's probably not going to be. But could it be? Or could it in fact be Kanye West, noted community organizer? Now, Kanye West has some moderate centrist beliefs, you know, like everybody. He's just asking questions. Don't worry about it. And I have not listened to his new album, which I think is called something like Hail Hitler, We Love Hitler, Look at Hitler, God Bless Hitler, which is not a word you should say on YouTube for engagement purposes. But on his new album, which I think is called 14s and 88s, that was pretty good, actually. Does everyone get that's a reference to 88s and Heartbreaks, which is 808s and Heartbreaks? Yeah. Kanye West, instead of 808s and Heartbreaks, what if it's 1488s and Heartbreaks? You know what I'm saying? I got it. So I've heard that in, that's true. Kanye West, noted community organizer, he has a new album out, and he does apparently. So first off, he released it, and he said, no, it's literally called Cousins, because I think he said, this reminds me of when my cousin used to suck my dick and R-word me. But not the R word, but, you know, the R word. So he's talking about sexual abuse, and that's one of those things where you both go, wow, it's equally possible he's completely made this up, and it is absolutely true. Either one would explain a lot about his kind of whole thing. But on his new album, apparently he has a song called Jared, which I think is about Jared from Subway. So that makes me think, I am not kidding. I don't do any bits on this show. This is a very serious show, but I'm being especially serious right now. Okay? Apparently it's about Jared from Subway. Yeah, apparently. And so that just makes me think maybe he'd fit into the Catholic Church. I don't know. Just something kind of about his whole vibe makes me think that's possible. What if it's not him? What if instead, in fact, is a plate of spaghetti and meatballs? Many, many times throughout history, the Pope has been Italian. From Pope Jean Paul to Pope Marissa Tomei, popes overall have been Italian. And what's more Italian than a plate of spaghetti and meatballs? Okay? But if you get it, if you receive it, you have to go, Stugats! You show me no respect over here. You're talking with my hands. And this is an interesting fact, actually, which is that it's okay to be racist against Italians. Because they're right on the border. If it helps you to make them white, they're white. If it helps you for them not to be white, well, say hello to the Jews, buddy. So I think a plate of spaghetti and meatballs could potentially be the Pope. Who else could be the Pope? Well, maybe Parker Posey from White Lotus. She's back, ladies and gentlemen. Piper, no. When did the White Lotus season end? Like 3 weeks ago now? I'm getting around my really fresh White Lotus material. It's a holy sacrament. That's not quite right. Piper, Buddhism. It's a Buddhism. I don't believe in Buddhism. I'm a Catholic. Do you literally not know what White Lotus is? Don't fucking explain it to her. Don't Google it. Live the rest of your life having no idea what other people are talking about. Yeah, you don't even have cable. You just watch apparently 4chan videos to bully people, and then probably I don't know, communist, in this video, we're going to talk about how Karl Marx jacked off in fucking 1875. Who gives a shit? Nothing matters. Communism is gay. If you're gay, you're a communist, and vice versa, ladies and gentlemen. Piper, you're a communist. Piper, no. This must be so profoundly confusing if you don't know what the White Lotus is. Do you know who Parker Posey is? Or are you just seeing a picture of a woman and just hearing me make a silly voice? Well, you'll never have it explained to you. But anyway, she might be the next pope. But if it's not her, what if it's in fact Ben Shapiro, ladies and gentlemen? Benjamin Shapiro could maybe be the next pope. There is one problem. He is Jewish. I don't know if you've ever heard this about him. She was in those Empire movies, you're right. The Christopher Guest movies. Well, she's in a television show on HBO where she has a voice that goes, Piper, no. Buddhism. Anyway, Ben Shapiro could be the next pope. The only things getting in the way, only two things. One, he is Jewish. And two, and a lot of people don't know this, being pope does have a height requirement. You'd have to be at least this tall to be pope. So I don't know how that's going to work out for him. I don't know if he could be pope. But if not Ben Shapiro, could it possibly be younger Ben Shapiro? That would be even tougher, because when he was young, he was both shorter and even more Jewish. This is not a joke. In the video, this is a screenshot from, he is at an event hosted by Larry King where he plays the theme to Schindler's List on his violin. That sounds like if you made a racist AI and it said, create me your dreams. It would just go, a small child in a yarmulke playing the theme to Schindler's List while Larry King looks on. You have AI. Okay, no, we got to get AI away. We need to stop it. How many forests did you kill generating these pictures of Jewish Pope Ben Shapiro? How many rivers are dry now because we needed the power to generate those AI images? That's my question to you. John Wick. He could be the new pope. He's pretty badass, dude. He doesn't take no S from nobody. He doesn't take any he doesn't do it, man. So I think he could be the next pope, and I think he'd be a pretty cool pope. So I don't know. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, the pope is extremely dead. Oh, went back to the beginning. I think I didn't finish. We're doing jazz today, guys. We're doing jazz, okay? We got to add some more files here. Yes, okay. Okay. Pope is extremely dead. We got to go all the way back. Where was I? John Wick. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think could potentially be the next pope? I have a guess. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the next pope is going to be the pope faked his own death. He had to hide. He owed a lot of money to a lot of people. So he had to maybe go underground for a little bit. You know? That's how we did it. We did a bit, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be honest with you. I'm tired. I'm on some intoxicants right now. I'm going to order my dinner. I am going to make a Chinese person bring me food. It better be delivered by a Chinese person as well. All right, I'm gonna get some Chinese food. Let's see what we got here. What I love about using DoorDash, I like paying fucking twice as much. We all just do this. We use DoorDash. I was gonna insist on talking to you, but I'm very tired too. I mean, you could if you really wanted to, but what the fuck I ain't got shit to say. I ain't got fucking shit to say. Plenty Chinese is doing a buy one, get one free. Let's see what it is. See items. Fried wonton. No, that's bullshit. It's not filled with anything. It's filled with fucking air. Crispy fried wontons filled with seasoned meat. It is seasoned meat. 16 of them is probably too much. I tried. That's good not to DoorDash. It's fucking smart for you to do that. Tell you why you do it, because I'm an American, and so any ideology I have of any kind, I immediately abandon the moment it's slightly more inconvenient. Slightly more convenient to me. All right, what do we got here? This is a picture. Politics, celebrities, and grifters. Okay, so this is just a folder of cool images. This is pretty good, actually. Yeah, I mean, AI art should be illegal. We need to take AI art and make it illegal to conceive of it or think about it at any point. But some of these are pretty good. Oh, careful. I'm not going to show this on stream. Well, boobs are cool. Would they? And I'm keep going till I get to the boobs because, oh, there we go. I see some. Ladies and gentlemen, the boobs are on Joe Rogan. So that's a thing. Yeah, I don't know. We need to get rid of AI art. I don't approve of it. I don't fucking. Oh, there's also boobs on this animated woman. I don't know who that is. Anyway, what am I going to get here? I can go this place. What can I get? Okay, I can get some free egg rolls if I spend $20. So I'm going to do that. Why am I making you guys? Well, I did this just so I can say like and subscribe. Be sure, ladies and gentlemen, to like and subscribe. Do that thing. Should I get chicken or beef lo mein? What kind of lo mein? I love lo mein, dude. I gotta get. Oh no, I don't want to get this. Shit's too fucking expensive, man. Mama's Chinese. I got $3 reward for this. All right, let's see what we got. All right, no, this is kind of more my my general mood right here. So. It's not art, baby. What would you say? Is it revolution? Is that what it is? 3 entrees, 4 appetizers, 3 drinks. Too much. 2 entree, 1 appetizer, 1 drink. I don't want a fucking drink, dude. I got shit here. I get egg drop soup, dude. I straight up don't give a shit. All right, guys. We've had a lot of fun here today. It's time to get the hell out of here. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do whatever the hell you want. I'm going to order some food and get the hell out of here. I love you all. I'll see y'all next time. I'm going to do another one of these next week, I think. I was out. I was doing shit, but I'm probably going to do another one next week. Or I won't. I don't know. Whatever the fuck I want. Love you. Will not be sending you food, nor will I be giving you your Patreon money back. That is mine now, and you don't give fucking any of it. I'm sorry you're starving, but you will die.